BuzzBishop.com.
Off is drinkability, make it fruity, easy to drink, light. And then I came under a severe pressure and criticism. Blass wines are perfect, they're nice and fruity, they're beautiful when they're young, but they don't last. So the criticism which I had was that I was 6 foot tall when I got to Australia. Have a look, the bloody critics knocked me down to the jockey size. But that went for about 10 years. And of course this is all history, because in the meantime the whole world is blending different grape varieties, the whole world is using different regions, they're all using oak maturation, and young wines today are on the market from nearly every nation and every country in the world. So we would have been the forerunners, and now we're also the forerunners with the screw top. We are proving the point that screw top is going to be the proper closure. We were criticised, but now I think it speaks for itself. The total production is running on screw top. Now the Europeans are following us.
My favourite story of Wolfie marketing, he used to go to the local football game. This was pre-advertisements around fences, and would have a sheet similar to the ones on the tables that had wolfblass wines written on it, and he would put it over the fence. And in those days there was one cameraman filming the game of Australian rules, and he would go up to the guy and would give him a bottle of yellow label for every time he could film that makeshift sign. So you would see footage of the football where the commentary would say the ball's in one corner and the guy's just focused on his next bottle of yellow label. No, you in Canada know better than anyone the strength of the yellow label in particular, but all of the other colours, and you know, the family which starts at Eaglehawk and goes from red to yellow and culminates with platinum still resonates in the 70-odd countries that we sell. You know, it's interesting, you know, I said to the salespeople this morning that, you know, in 10 years' time people will study your philosophy on colours. How did you come up with the idea?
At the time, because there was nobody knew anything about grape varieties. This is the first thing. They knew very little about table wines anyway, so there was no such thing as Riesling, Chardonnay, Semillon, Sauvignon Blanc in white wines, or the Cabernet Sauvignon, Shiraz, Merlot, Malbec. So I said to myself, now how are you going to get the people to express themselves if they want to buy a product? And I looked around, and I'm going back to the football and the racing scene. The Australians are mad gamblers, absolutely mad. So they're looking at the jockeys everywhere on television sets and gambling, and the jockeys' colours were very dominant. And on the football side, the most outstanding colours was always, to me, a couple of football teams, which one of them supported, they had yellow and a chocolate brown colour. And it was, to me, that was the starting point. Why getting into the grape varieties, get into the colour combination. I started off wolfblass yellow label, and it took off. And from then onwards I carried on, because I enjoyed Johnny Walker whiskey. I thought, all right, we're going to have a red label. Something to do with when we went to Hong Kong. That's another thing. When we went to Ireland, we had a green label. When we wanted Jeremy Watson, then we said we have a black label. And I think this is how we have developed the colour combination, and people have actually walked into a liquor store and asked, the wolfblass yellow label Rhine Riesling, or a yellow label wet wine, you know, Cabernet. They learned slowly there's a Shiraz and Cabernet in, but it was the colour combination which stuck in their mind. And I still believe that yellow is one of the most powerful advertising colour. Wherever you go, in any advertising in sporting arenas or somewhere, and it's still sticking in my mind. I must have been right, because all the Scotch people have done it now. Have a look at the Scotch people. They got blue, black, red, purple. The cognac people do exactly the same, and now the Bordeaux people in France starting with a different colour combination. So I must have been 35 years ahead of my time.
BuzzBishop.com.